Hey kids, John here, going to talk about buying a professional trumpet. This may be the horn that propels you through college and on into a professional career, or it may simply be the horn that you pick up going into college, but it's a pro model horn. One of the things that you need to do is define who you want to be as a player. Do you want to be a classical player, classical soloist, commercial player, commercial soloist, jazz player, jazz section player? All these things will start to guide you towards different horns. And the reason I say this is, for instance, in the orchestras in the United States, there are certain instruments or brands that are accepted as B flat and C trumpets. There, I think, is a broader acceptance of a few more manufacturers when you get into the D, E flat, and picks. But when you're talking B flat and C trumpets, there is a narrow spectrum of instruments because there is a sound that these orchestra players want to have as a section. So you need to be aware of that. So research, if you're an orchestral player, where you want to play. If you want to play in Europe, that's a different thing. If you want to play in Europe, you may need to change your whole thought process as to what horn to play. So know where you want to play. As a commercial player, you're looking for a sound. And as a jazz player, you're looking for a sound, and any kind of soloist, classical soloist, you're looking for a sound. So basically, all these groups, it can be narrowed down to the concept of sound. Now, a trumpet that you're trying to buy should give you or enhance or make it easier to obtain the sound you want to get. Okay? So if you're trying to be a classical player and you want to play in an orchestra, you pick a trumpet that gives you that sound. Okay? If you want to be a jazz soloist and have a unique sound, you need to find a horn that gives you the unique sound that you hear in your head. So, you shouldn't be fighting a horn that doesn't sound like you want it to sound. You need to have a horn totally enhance the sound you're looking for. All right? Then it should play great. You should pick it up and man, oh, I love the way this plays, and listen to the sound. Oh my gosh, I love this sound. It's so great. Now you've got two criteria. How does it sound and how does it play? It feels great. Okay. Now, how does it blow through all of its register? Are you fighting it in the lower register? Does it have a weird anomaly somewhere in its register? Does it have 3 or 4 notes that don't speak? Or does it speak just fine and feels great all the way from bottom to top and back down? Can you play the full register on this horn, and does it speak well? Okay, that's good. So sounds great, feels great, speaks well in all the registers. What's my articulation like? Is it the articulation that I'm looking for? Does it have good, crisp, clean articulations, or am I looking for something I can bend and slur around as a soloist? Do I get unique sounds out of this horn? Does it fit your articulation criteria as well? So now it sounds great, feels great in your hand, plays great through all the registers, has incredible articulation capability, allowing you to do more of what you like to do. Classical player, double tonguing, triple tonguing, clean, wham, pow. Okay? Excited. Man, I'm excited. This horn feels great. Plays great. Sounds great. Articulation's amazing. Is it in tune? Now, sometimes we got to just swallow our pride a little bit and put a tuner down, because we may not have perfect pitch and we may not be able to tell if it's really in tune with itself. So you got to take a moment and figure out, is this horn in tune? Now, if it is in tune, so we've got, man, it feels great. It's got this amazing sound. I love the articulation. It's even throughout all its register. It plays so wonderfully, and it's in tune. I have all the notes feel great. I've checked everything. Nothing's super far out, flat or sharp. It's all within a manageable range. I can play this thing in tune. Okay. Seems like you found a good horn. Okay, it's doing what you want it to do, and it feels great. You love it. Do not buy that yet. Because you need to play that horn in the situation you're buying it for. If you cannot play it in the group or in the kind of group that you want to use it in before you buy it, this is dangerous. Because when you do play it in that group or in that situation, you're going to find out some extra things about the horn. Because when you're trying it in that little room or even a big room or whatever, unless you're playing it as a soloist in the concert hall, or unless you're playing it in a nightclub through a PA, or unless you're playing it in the situation that you're going to use it, how does it record? You want to be a commercial player. Does it record well? You don't know yet, but you're going to buy it? Here's where you got to do. You got to try and work out with the store owner, and a lot of stores that are good stores will have a return policy. And that means you buy the horn, you go hang out for 5 days or so, and if it goes past 5 days, you own it. But within a certain period of time, you can return the horn, but you may have to pay a fee because they'll call it a restocking fee or whatever because they clean the horn and put it back together for another person to try. If it's $2,300 or $3,000 or whatever, I'll be happy to hand them $100 if I thought the horn was great and then I get on the gig and it doesn't work. I'd rather pay them $100 and say, man, my bad. I screwed that one up. Here's $100 for taking the horn back. Now I got my $2,200, and if I can chill out and keep looking for another horn. Instead of having to try and sell this on Craigslist or try and sell it on eBay or try and sell it in one of the Trumpet forums, I've just returned it. I've paid a fee, but I don't own the horn anymore. Okay? Never buy a horn unless you get to play it in the situation you want to use it. The only way I would do this is if you have the money and you don't care, or the horn is such a good deal, just such a good deal that you know that you can sell the horn for what you bought it for or more. That's the only time I would just buy the horn without playing it in a group. You can be as confident as you want in that little teeny room that you're trying the horn out, but until you play it in the situation you're buying it for, you just don't know. That's my biggest piece of advice. So, quickly, sounds great. Gosh, it feels great. Articulations are awesome. It plays even. I don't have a weird anomaly somewhere in the range. It just easily all the way low to high, very even. Articulations are awesome. It's the feel and the sound, everything I like. It plays in tune. And I played it on the gig, and it was killer. Now you found your horn. Hope this helps. Till next time, kids.